Okay, so right now we're trying to sneak across the border. We are stuck in a quarantine zone right now. Bird flu hit the United States in early 2025, really late 2024, when it began to infect cattle population as well as things like chickens, turkey, that sort of thing. By early 2025, it really took off, hitting the beef population hard, but then hitting chickens a lot harder. 82% of chickens in the United States were culled because of the bird flu or died. They just died in mass waves. They couldn't sort of bring the population up to food production level quick enough, and so you just cannot get eggs. You haven't been able to get eggs in 6 months, 7 months, and you started to see early signs of that in 2024, like December 2024. You go to the store and you're like, there's no eggs again. And there was this was a problem that happened 2022, 2023, but something about this was different. Well, in order to be paid by the federal government for culling their chickens, farmers had to sign non-disclosure, so they couldn't tell people that they were culling these chickens at the mass level that they were. Finally, there was some underground reporting. People finally figured out what was going on. It was too late. Almost all the chickens in the United States were gone. Then it began to spread globally, and it began to cross species, so things like beef and cattle production. I mean, if you can find beef, it's astronomically expensive. I mean, you can't afford to buy beef right now. So things like McDonald's, restaurants, all that sort of thing, hit with massive disruption. Most McDonald's in the United States are closed because they don't have beef and chicken. Interesting thing is you've seen a lot of sort of artificial meats coming up, that sort of thing, but that was only for a short time. Capitalism doing its finest thing. Eventually, the first known cases of human transmission started to be reported. The first one was Louisiana, late 2024, and then it just exponentially. Federal government has not been acknowledging this as an official problem, but it has done some things that are mysterious. It's quarantined the states of Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado. We were barely able to escape. We're trying to get out. But the problem we're having now is not about necessarily can we sneak out of the state. It's like we're not sure if people are sick. The fatality rate for the bird flu among humans is astronomical. It's something like 66%. Even things like cats. If your cat gets bird flu, it's going to die. The government tried to prop up this faltering economy with stimuluses, but you can't pump money into this economy right now with everything that's going on. You just can't keep writing stimulus checks when there's no food on the grocery shelves. People are required to register with the government if they have the symptoms of the bird flu, but the federal government is not officially acknowledging that it's pandemic status yet, so nobody's really sure what to do, and they're afraid if they tell the government they're sick that they're going to come take them or something. While the federal government's pandemic responses were built up from 2024, they were essentially dismantled when the FDA and the USDA were basically also dismantled. So there's no tools to fight the pandemic in the United States of America, and the United States of America withdrew from WHO. So we're completely out on our own with an administration that won't acknowledge that there's a problem, and a federal government that is unequipped to handle this while people are dying on the streets trying to flee these states, and there's talks that more quarantines of more states are coming. The only thing that we have going to our advantage is that law enforcement has not been willing to enforce this quarantine, so you have been able to slip out of these states when possible if you can. But it's been sketch, and I'm not sure if we're going to make it.